All right, this is number 7. If we take this log and expand it, the things that you have to always start with is if you see like a big radical or something like that, just deal with it. You got log base 5 and that 1/4 root, or 4th root. You want to make sure it's 1/4 power. That gets the ball rolling. With logs, there's 3 real kind of rules that we tackle. There's only the product rule. Your log of a product, you make it into a sum of 2 logs or 3 logs if there's 3 things in the product. A log of a quotient, you make it subtraction. And then there's that power rule, and that's it. That actually means there's usually no more than 3 steps to any one of these problems. And I'll do them one at a time. So once I have that 1/4 power, you know you can bring it up front. Call that like step 1. And then you deal with what you see next. Oh, that product inside here, that x cubed times x squared plus 1 is a product. And there's only 2 things involved in that product. So we're just going to take that log and split it up into log base 5 of the first value, so times or plus log base 5 of that second value. So there's x to the 3rd, the first one, plus log base 5 of the second term. We're essentially done. That's the end of the road. There's only one little thing left, and maybe you see it. That power of 3 that's by itself in that log, you can bring out front. And that would finish this out. And if you look at the key that I posted, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put that 3 out front. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it here and put it out front like that. So that's essentially done. The key has this 1/4 distributed inside here. So you see, 3/4 and 1/4 in front of the log respectively. Okay, I'm going to delete all that for a second. I'm going to go to the next one. Same idea. If you look at number, I think that's log base, it's kind of a 4. All right, assuming that's a log base 4, and I can't read it on my screen. Maybe it's log base 6. I think it's a 6. This radical you can rewrite as to the 1/2 power. So log base 6, all of this stuff to the 1/2 power. So this is part 1. Okay, so that's 1/2 power. Instead of a radical, bring it out front. So I'm going to go ahead and just, because I have the luxury of deleting these, I'm going to just move it out front by deleting and rewriting. And then this quotient, since you're dividing these 2 within the log, we're going to write as 2 logs being subtracted. So here's the 1/2. And sorry, this is getting a little scrunchy inside here. But it's going to be still a log base 6 of what you see on top. That's the 5x squared. Y to the 3rd minus the other part of the log base 6 of what's in the denominator. And that's x squared plus y cubed. We're so close to being done. There's one huge step to go. I'm going to take this and copy and paste it here. So hang tight. I'm going to put it on a brand new screen so you can see it. Okay. There's that copy. Whoops, if I can do that again. Squish, squish, squish. Press. There you go. Copy. And here's your new screen so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so now I get a nice clean look at it on the other page. That first log inside the parentheses there, after we did the log of the numerator minus the log of the denominator, that has a product in it, so we have to split that up. And so that log base 6 needs to be split up, so you're taking the log base 6 of each part of that product, log base 6 of the 5, plus log base 6 of the x squared, plus log base 6 of the y cubed. So there's a lot of stuff in there. It's not meant to be complicated conceptually, but it does take a lot of paper. And then minus the second one, that log base 6 of x squared plus y cubed. You can't touch it. That's stuck. You can't do anything with it because that plus sign in there is not one of the properties you can deal with in one of our log rules. So you just leave it. That's it. This is essentially done. The only thing you'll notice on my key when you check it on there, unless I made some other error, is you distribute that 1/2 power to each of these, so they should have a 1/2 in front of them. Now, one piece that, if we back up just a little bit, I thought I'd done this on this last step, is remember those powers of 2 and powers of 3? I think that's the only 2 that have exponents by themselves. Those go out front as well, so that's out front here. I'm just going to delete them and rewrite them so you can see them for yourself. So that comes out. And so that's a 2 in front of this log, and that 3 goes out front. So that's a 3 in front of that log. Beautiful. And if you want to distribute the 2 and clean that up, that's great. But that'll match the key that you guys have posted online. So I'm going to go back one more page. I'm going to finish the bottom of this sheet.